Good morning, everyone. So I'm using Jamie Sawyer's Path deck today. And the cards I've allowed for reversals, so just have to shuffle and see what wants to pop up. The moon's in Scorpio, 23 degrees at 6 a.m. this morning, February 13th, Monday. This one's popping up already. Ooh, well, we have the Five of Cups. But it's straight up. And this might be the deal with the Scorpio moon at that later degree. It just could be that it has so much to do with feeling deeply. And, it could be, there could be some grieving that's going on. There's nothing wrong with that. When you feel real. When you feel you're human. It even releases every time, you know how it is, you cry. When you cry, your body warms up and there's a release of pent-up trauma or just the challenges of life. And then you feel better, right? It's the holding it down that is really challenging. Okay, so that moon in Scorpio, quickly, is squaring the Sun and Saturn this morning. So that can be challenging when it comes to, it's what I was just saying, actually, because the Sun and Saturn are in Aquarius, and those are, Aquarius is an air sign, and it wants freedom, and it wants to just move on. But the moon in Scorpio is calling us back to say, wait, there's some deeper healing. Now, sometimes with the square, there can be that fear of being betrayed. Like, what if they laugh at me if they see me cry? Or you're caught off guard by feelings that come up. And it could especially be feelings that have to do with your mother or your creativity, because we do have the Empress card here. It is reversed. Let me bring it straight up so that you can see the beautiful artwork. She's all about love and creativity. It's the mom card. She's the mom, the Emperor's the dad in the tarot, right? It's hard to be a mom. It's really hard to be a mom, and it's really hard to be life can be very challenging, especially being a mom, and especially even being involved with your mom. If you're lucky, if you're able to still have her with you, and then maybe the grief here has to do with your mom isn't with you. And we are moving towards Valentine's Day. And, that would always be a fun time for me with my mom, I remember. It's like, she was so good at things like that. So anyway, when the Empress card comes to reversed, we just have to think in terms of either it's a creative issue or an abundance, issue, because she's ruled by Venus. You can see right there on the heart right there, and you can see she's pregnant. And look at all the food that she's sitting, she has the animals, the food, all of life. The sun is there. Look at the crown, right? She's the primo of abundance. So she's very nurturing. It could have to do, because it came through reverse, it could have to do with difficulties in any of those areas. Like maybe you're grieving, maybe you're doing some deep inner work and grieving the places where you weren't nurtured, where you didn't have your real needs met. And remember, again, those real needs are to be loved and to have connection, all Venusian qualities here, all mom qualities. And so it's the love, warmth, connection, closeness, things like that. That's what brings back the pleasure from the realm that we incarnated from, right? Because where we came from, it was all bliss and love and pleasure. You couldn't even have a negative thought. It was just all happiness. And then here you are born into, I mean, just being born is probably the most traumatic event, and it's probably a blessing that we can't remember it. So we come to Earth and things are dualistic. They're not in the unitive state. She comes from the unitive state, and this is where, we all have our roots in that unitive state. But being on Earth can be sometimes a little bit of a grieving process, as we are constantly disappointed by life, right? I remember going through that back in the mid-90s or so, just like feeling all the time like, wow, why is it so disappointing? What is going on here, right? And acceptance is what is key. We have to accept that we're born onto a dualistic planet. We're living within a dualistic sphere of life. And what helps is to remember that and come back to the unity. We have the Three of Cups here that has to do with opening up to the and. It's not just either or. There's not just two cups. There's an extra one. There's an added element to reality. And we have to accept that life can be pain and pleasure, right? And it's not either or. There's always the and. And then the other trick that every single human being is born with, that we have to, get out of mass consciousness in order to get this one, is that we tend to take things personally, like we're doing something wrong, or we're inferior, or we're inadequate if things don't go our way. And that is a trick. It is not true at all. And we have to turn that around and realize, oh, yeah, no, I'm just having some very challenging feelings, and that's it. It's nothing more than that. And you just breathe and let it go and get up and keep going, right? Or stay and grieve as long as you need to. Whatever is needed, let yourself go there. Let the grief come through. You don't want to stuff it down, because all the abundance flows when you're open, and we want to be open, right? So whatever mom issues we're having to deal with, wherever we had those difficulties, wherever that left us feeling insecure, or or maybe we really are dealing with our moms, or a grandma, or anyone in your life who's an elderly woman that you dearly love, and they're having a hard time because maybe it's the end of their life transition. Boy, cherish those moments, right? Just cherish your time with them. So, yeah, I think that's all I have with these cards here. Anyway, you guys drop it in the comments if you need support with anything. We have a huge community here that is maybe doesn't always comment, but there's tons of love. There's a huge community of love and support. And if you need some prayers, just drop it in, okay? All right. Take good care. Bye.